They're raw garlic. Love it. They run from it. Zachariah Jackson, BASA News, here in Newark, New Jersey, with Africa, who I call him Mr. Africa, so we don't get him mixed up with actual continent. Of course, he's related to the continent.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Mr. Africa, we talked last night, and we talked about a lot of things. We talked about people donating and things like that, people being helped, helping you with kids and the things that you do. I'm a little fuzzy about your story, but BASA News, we will allow you to tell your story.
I'm power to the people.
Power to the people. Tell your story.
About 3 years ago, the management team came in and they bought these buildings behind us. And when they bought the buildings, I approached them and I asked them, what are you going to do for the children in this community? For the last few years, I've been creating an after-school program. We've been using the resources from our home to create activities for the children in the community.
Okay.
Since you got a tax abatement from the city and the taxpayers are helping you get these buildings, do you have anything prepared for the children? So they said, we're giving money to the National Action Network, which is Al Sharpton and Reverend Bartley.
Okay.
And they said, go talk to them and see what they're planning on doing with the children. So when I went and spoke to Bartley, he said he didn't know what I was talking about. So I had to wait.
Reverend Bartley.
Reverend Bartley. I went on Hawthorne Avenue to his office.
400 Hawthorne Avenue.
400 Hawthorne Avenue to speak to him. So he told me he didn't know what I was talking about. So there was nothing I could do. So I had to wait till they came back and had another press conference.
Okay.
When the management team came back to have another press conference in front of the building, I told them that I went to see Bartley, and he said he didn't know what I was talking about. So the ownership told Bartley, look, we need you to allocate some funds for these children in the community.
Sure.
So Bartley said, okay. He said he was going to bring in a bus with computers and laptops for the kids to be able to do their homework after school.
Because you're going to bring them here to the building.
He was going to bring them here to the building.
Okay.
So I said, okay. So he brought a bus and they parked it right out here. And the bus was there for a couple of months. So he asked me, are you interested in helping us with the bus, the after-school program?
Okay.
So I told him I have my own program that I do every day.
Sure.
That is going to be a conflict.
Right.
But I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to see how much I can help you.
Sure.
Because I didn't want to just like rush them off.
Right. Abandon the project.
So I came on the bus for a few weeks, and the way I work is I'm a sociologist by trade.
Okay.
My work with the kids is not charity. Sure. It is really scientific.
Okay.
So I document and I take down notes of who the child is, who's in their home,
sure,
what issues they're going through. I keep a weekly schedule or diary on the kids.
Right.
Journal to see like where they're going, how well they're doing in school. So I brought all of that to Reverend Bartley, and I told him when these kids come on the bus, I would love to take down some information.
Now, let me interject something.
Uh-huh.
The bus that they brought isn't just a regular bus. It was a learning bus.
Yeah, it was a learning.
With chairs and stuff.
Yeah,
inside.
with chairs, laptops, everything.
Oh, we used to have a bus here in New York years ago called the Bookmobile.
The Bookmobile?
I don't know whether you remember.
No, I don't remember, okay, but this was the computer. Yeah, they had computers.
All right, okay.
Yeah, they went up on books.
Yeah, I think I heard about that bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was working on the bus for a while, but then sometimes the bus was too cold. Sometimes somebody wasn't there to open the bus. It wasn't consistent.
Sure.
So I went to Bartley and I told him, look, I can't keep doing this because I'm neglecting my program, what I'm doing, to be here. So we parted ways. So I went back to him and I asked him, so is there any reason, because they took the bus away. Because after a couple of weeks, the bus was gone. So I went back to him and asked him, is there any way that you can allocate the funds that they told you to allocate to my program to work with the kids? He blew me off again. They had a George Floyd rally downtown.
Okay.
And I saw him there with a few other, with the mayor.
You mean when they actually presented the statue?
No.
Before
This is when they had, when the rallies was going place.
Okay.
All over the country, everybody was coming out rallying.
Right.
They had a rally downtown held by Pop.
Okay.
BOP held the rally.
Nice.
So while I was there, I was talking to the mayor and I was explaining to the mayor, man, Bartley still hasn't cut that check yet. So the mayor was like, what? He hasn't? So he's like, Bartley right there. So he pointed out, he called Bartley over and he asked Bartley, why haven't you cut the check? He's like, man, I don't like the way Africa be talking. So the mayor told him, look, it doesn't matter how he be talking. They told you to allocate some funds for the children in the community. Why haven't you done so? Bartley turned around to walk away. So I tapped him on the shoulder like, look, man, where you going, brother? And even the mayor was telling him, but he kept on walking and he left. So the mayor told me to come down and speak to him. I spoke to him. He like, go make another appointment to see Bartley. I went and made another appointment. He didn't show up. 2 weeks ago, I made an appointment on Wednesday to go see him. He made the appointment. When I went, he wasn't there. So I called him and I said, look, brother, I've been trying to get in touch with you for like 3 years now to find out what's going on with the funds for the children. So he said, well, I don't have no money to give you and I wasn't supposed to give you any money. So I'm like, what are you talking about? We already know this has already been established. I have it recorded.
Sure.
So he hung up the phone on me. So I came, it's right there in that building. They have a room set up with the same computers they had on the bus. But nobody has been in that room. No children have been in that room for the last 2 years. They haven't done anything. It's just a showroom. They act like they're doing something when somebody shows up. So right now, that's where we're at with it. He's been ignoring the children in the community. They haven't done anything the whole summer. Probably like on Wednesdays, I believe it was Wednesdays, because I fed people at several locations.
Okay.
I believe on Wednesdays, on this location, I brought food out from different establishments,
Sure.
and I gave the food out to the families that were here.
Sure.
I didn't see him come out to do anything. He hasn't, the funds that they gave him for the children, he hasn't spent it on the children. I mean, I don't know what he's doing with the funds, but they're not coming here.
Mr. Africa, let me ask you this here, something that we talked about last night. The funds that you were looking for, what is there a number? How much was he actually supposed to donate?
See, when the owners of the new owners of the building, and they say go see him for him to allocate some funds, they didn't put a price number on it.
Right.
See, it doesn't matter whether they give money or not. My program is still going to be going on.
Okay, I understand that, but the numbers that you told me last night, can we repeat it for?
Yeah, I was about to go. I was about to get there. Yeah, but like, even if you gave up $200, $300 to say like, here towards what you're doing with the children, see, that would be understandable.
Yeah.
But he offered nothing. He offered to give not even water to the children. So
Mr. Africa, let me interject. When we first talked last night, I thought you were talking about like, when you said funds.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking like maybe 50,000.
Yeah.
40,000.
Yes.
20,000.
Yes.
10,000.
Yeah.
But when you came up with a number of 2, 3, and 700.
Exactly. Yes.
Because I take no time. So
Yeah.
you know, it spent me. So that's what you was basically, you would have been sufficed with, because I asked you that.
Yes.
I would have been sufficed with that amount.
I would have been sufficed with anything he offered to give up to give, but he refused to give anything. So like the work we do, we funded. Me and my wife funded. We travel around the whole country. We provide the whole summer. We had a summer program, a summer camp. We fed them breakfast and lunch, and we work with the kids all day,
which is very important.
Yeah.
I'm a product of Newark, and I had good parents, but I'm going to tell you something. Sometime that man or woman on the corner made a choice for me of whether I was going right or wrong.
Exactly.
Just the conversation.
Exactly.
Say, you know you don't want to do that.
Exactly.
Or you know you want to do this. You know, so it's not just the parents. It's the village is your parents. You know, it's not just and it wasn't just people that walked the straight line that kept me straight. It was some people that was off the line.
The community.
Yeah, the community.
You have everybody in the community.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was a guy this guy has some Mad Dog 2020 in his hand. And he said, you know.
And he tells you, don't drink that.
You don't want to drink
Yeah,
it.
you don't want to go this way.
So I didn't know that he want me not to drink it because he didn't want to share it, or he just wanted me to be straight, you know. And you know, you look back at those characters. You know, God is good.
Yeah, all the time.
And he put people in line, man, to lift us up.
Exactly.
So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, but it's not really about the money. It's just about how people take advantage of those that have no resources, those that have nobody to speak up for them. And that's it. To me, that's what it seems like they're doing. They're taking advantage of these people because they have no voice. And that's worse than anything that you could do in our community. There's East kids here that can't even afford school clothes, that we have to go out and buy school clothes for them to go back to school. I mean, like, we don't broadcast it, we don't tell them, we don't tell everybody, but these are things that we've been doing for the last 12 years. So when they cut hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to people like Al Sharpton and Bartley, like, it's evil.
Let me come from a different direction, because you're talking about two heavyweights in the community. You're talking about Dr. Sharpton, Al Sharpton, who we look at him as a Reverend Bartley aside, cut man. It would have been an honor for them to give you something. Do you feel that way, that it would have been an honor that it came from the man operation, that those two guys, you know, basically patted you on the back to the great work that you've been doing in your life?
At first it would have been. But after these last few years, seeing how they conduct business, I really don't want nothing from them.
Yeah.
I don't want it, because I see, like, it's blood money. Right. The money that they have to offer is blood money.
But I'm talking about before this.
Before all of that. Yeah. I've talked to Al before. I talked to Al on the radio. I talked to him several times. And I told him, I even told him on the radio on his show, I told him what he's meant to our community. But after this experience, seeing how they've treated this community, I really don't want nothing from them. And the money really isn't from them. It's from the management that's getting tax abatements from citizens, from the community, to keep these buildings. It's 20 floors. It's 23 apartments on each floor. 2 buildings. They're making a killing. They're making a killing right now. And to keep those resources from the children that's violence. You see, people talk about the people that drinking the Mad Dog, or violent, the little drug dealers selling weed. They say those are the violent ones. But no, when you look into it, these people that hide resources and hold resources, those are the ones committing violence. Because poverty produces the violence. Once you're poor, you do whatever you can to try to survive. And that's why we go at each other, we're attacking each other, because everybody's fighting for the crumbs on the table.
That's right.
And all these people are hoarding the resources.
That's right.
Yo, I looked up how much Bartley made from Nantech. He made $115,000 last year from Nantech. $115,000. You could have gave him $200-300 for kids to, let's say, go to a basketball trip, because we pay for the trips. We pay for the hotels, we pay for everything. You can't allocate a couple of $100. It shows what kind of people these are to me. And like, there's nothing they could say to me to change what they've done. Really nothing.
If I can put together a sit-down conversation with you and Bartley, Reverend Bartley, would you join us in a sit-down conversation?
I have no problem with sitting down with anybody and speaking to anybody, but it must be sincere, brother. He can't use you to bring me in to sit down with him just to say he spoke to me. And then when we leave, everything is like it's over.
Well, okay, I don't mind being in between both of you, but I can't influence him.
Yes.
And I can't influence you.
Gotcha.
So I'm not a changer of your character. You understand me? I can't change what it is, you know. If I can bring you two together and we can sit down and talk, we'll do that. Yeah. But I can't, you know, I'm not bringing him to change him, to change you. You both got your own mind. But you know what I mean? Independent mind.
It's no problem, because like
independent suspicion.
Because every time I went to talk to him and he didn't show up, I just documented it to myself on my attempt that I have made. So this would be just another attempt that I've made to build something with this brother. Okay. And if he refuses, if he doesn't come, it's just gonna be like all the other time. Because I've gone there and he doesn't even show up. I sit there for 2-3 hours, he never show up, and I leave. I mean, so it's like, so one more attempt won't hurt me.
All right, at the end of the game, right, at the end of the whole thing, what would you like to say to the community?
We have to speak up. There's a lot of things going on in our communities and people taking advantage of us in these communities. Because I live here too. I'm not flying in, parachuting in from nowhere else. We live here. If we don't speak up, if we don't stand up, they're gonna continue doing it because they feel we don't know any better. They can exploit our ignorance. So if you out there, my name is Africa. You can always reach me. I'm gonna give them my number,
Yes,
man.
yes,
Yeah, you can reach me at 862-283-9918. I'm also part of the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party is a vanguard for our people. They've always been in our communities to speak up for us. If you want to do something, change our condition, you must put your boots to the ground and join the struggle that's been here before I was born. So if you're really passionate, you care about our people, you got to join the organization, brothers. You got sisters, you got to join the organization. POP is here. There are different organizations in the community. Join one. And from there, you will learn the strategy and how we liberate ourselves.
Let me say this right here.
Okay, I saw that one too. Caught that bee slipping. Oh, sting. He thought he was going to sting like a bee.
Little Owly, you know. Little Owly in there. Let me say this right here. At this point of challenge, do you have a cash app?
Yes, we have a
What
cash
is your
app.
cash app? Yes.
Our cash app is, I live for the people. Oh man, I'm not even sure. You know the cash app, mama?
Okay.
All power to the people. $, all power to the people.
That's
the cash app.
All power to the people.
$, all power to the people.
$, all power to the people. And we're going to put that on this year, and we also, Okay, again, this is Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. Good afternoon and good morning. And if you can, cash app, power, all power.
I live for the people.
Oh, I live for the people?
Sorry, I live for the people.
Hey, I don't do that part.
Okay.
As my secretary said, I live for the people.
Cash app, $, I live for the people. So we're going to get that. Make sure I get a copy of that right there on my text message.
I'm going to send you a text.
Send me a text and everything, because I'm going to put that up there too. Again, this is Zachariah Jackson. Goodbye. Now.